Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to... sorry. I'm kind of too excited to be able to talk about it. I can't talk about it. Well, we're here, so I should talk about it. Welcome to our second adventure, our second mission case in Spy Team 67, an homage to 1960s spy-fi TV shows with some of the coolest people around as my agents. I'm so excited. Hey everyone. I'm very excited to be able to bring back Spy Team 67. We ran this on as a little 2-hour one-shot over on Gen Con TV, but we get to do it now for 3 hours, and I don't know if it'll be a one-shot or a two-shot. We'll find out how our heroes go. And I get to have them back, which means I might be able to have them back even again later. Who knows how many times I can get to have them back. I'm so excited with some of the coolest agents. This is... a game that is it's a very short little indie game that you can get on itch.io or drive through RPG. It's called The Agency, and it is by Matt Machell. I want to pronounce it Machell. Machell. And it's a neat little game. It's fun. It's ingenious. It's about like 67 pages. A nice rules-light, fun narrativist game that is inspired by all those 1960s spy shows like The Avengers, Danger Man, The Prisoner, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., all of that. And I love those shows, and I found a crew of people who also love those shows who've agreed to be the agents in this madness that I've got planned for them, and they also agreed to come back. So it's the summer. I thought, let's do the excitement. So I would like each of our amazing and awesome folks to introduce themselves, say who you are, and if you would, could you say who you're playing, your characters, all the characters have there are all these skills there, and every character has every skill except one skill's at a 3, which is how many dice they use. But they have one at a 5 and one at a 4, so they're 2 best skills. So if you could say who you're playing and what your 2 best skills are, that would be amazing. And let's start. We'll go alphabetically. Let's start with Drac.
Hi. Hi, I'm Drac, co-Draconics. I use he, they pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter at Draconics. That's DRAKONIQES. Today I'm going to be playing Jayden Jackson Quinn. You might have seen the intro. Jackson's there. Jackson's also their name, so I use either or. They are a bartender by day, spy by whenever they need him. So that's kind of his whole deal. His top skills are fight and athletics. Despite how he looks, he packs a punch, and he often does that punch. That's his whole thing.
What does your character's build like?
They're actually they're rather tall, about 6 foot, 6'1". But in their bartender outfit, which they just constantly wear, they always seem to be wearing their bartender outfit wherever they go, even off the clock. They just seem rather just like a slim, tall person. Honestly, like maybe almost not quite, but almost lanky. You'd almost consider them lanky. But many people who try to pick on him have learned the hard way that to never judge a book by its cover.
Let me ask, because I feel like since we're here, each character also has a heroic bonus and a heroic flaw. What is your heroic bonus?
So my heroic bonus is Bruiser. The character is one of nature's thugs or just naturally muscled. When you overcome an obstacle that is fight or physical, invoke this bonus to reduce the current threat by 1.
Nice.
By an extra 1.
That's very good.
And so Jayden has a bit of some might call it anger issues. You know, their flaw is reckless, which is often triggered when they are angry, but also they just haven't really gotten themselves into trouble they can't get out of, so they never really needed to think past the now. So their flaw reckless, gain a karma when the character takes risks that put the group in danger.
Nice.
So I'm sorry in advance, but Jayden is not.
That is amazing. Okay, I'm ready for this. I'm going to be adding, we have some things to talk about before we actually get into the mission, but that is fine before we get here as we come around. But let's go to our next fuzzy freaks. Who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, well, I'm Fuzzy, and you can find me everywhere as Fuzzy Freaks because I've actually got brand cohesion now. Look at me.
One day I'll get that. I don't know.
It's overrated, honestly. But yes, I'm playing Arabella Byblos, who is just basically a big mod nerd. And yeah, she's just she's very bookish. She's extremely good at the occult and sort of like she's fairly quick-witted, so she's the book nerd. She's just like, well, let me consult my notes and that's kind of thing. Yeah, so
what are her 2 best skills?
It would be occult is her best skill, so she's just like, yes, I know these weird pentagram thingies, and then wit is the second best, so she's like
Now, if I remember correctly, your heroic bonus is an artifact. What is this artifact?
If I remember correctly, because it's been a while, it's the book, the sort of like the book of weird stuff. The Necronomicon kind of thing.
Is that a cookbook?
The Omnomnomnicon.
Yeah.
It's a cookbook. No.
But what are they cooking? Oh.
Yeah. Old sci-fi reference going on there. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, so she's got her book of weirdness, and she can consult it for weirdness.
And what is your heroic flaw?
It's obsessive, because she's just there like, oh, this is fascinating. I must go closer to the weird pulsating thing that's obviously bad. I'm going to touch it. Look, that's, maybe you can take it home with me. It's like, don't, I need to touch it.
It's more like, I bet you will take it home with you. And I was like, no, don't. And it's like, oh, it's too late, because it has possessed you. It's cool.
I did it 10 minutes ago.
Oh my goodness. All right, and that leads us to our third player for this mission, Susanna Grace. Susie, who are you and who are you playing?
Hello, I am playing the socialite Diana Darling, and she is a high-flying party girl of the late 60s. Every fashion label wants her to model their clothing. She's a very busy lady. Her top skill is persuade, quickly followed by larceny. As she can work a room, she can make her way around, she knows what she's doing. Speaking of, her bonus is keep them talking, so she knows how to keep the enemy talking, distracted from their plans, so I can invoke that bonus to delay all hazards until the next turn.
That is very nice. But what is your heroic flaw?
Now, tragically, being the it girl of the late 60s, Diana is painfully selfish, and she will only ever act in her own interests and not the group's.
That happens sometimes, you know? It does. It happens
I mean,
sometimes.
what are you to do? You know, when Pierre Cardin wants you to model the clothing, you can't have anything happen to this face.
This is true.
It's the money maker.
This is true. This is true. And also, sometimes there's some really wonderful champagne right over there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the hors d'oeuvres just came out, and I mean, I don't know what you want me to do.
Really, it is a question. And I am Trooperist JP, and I will be your director for this session, which is for this adventure, this mission, which is called Loose Lips Sink Ships, which I'm sure is not about anything to be worried about. I am certain of it. So the first thing we have to do before we even start our wonderful campaign is we have to decide on complications for this particular session, wherein there will be some problems with information and probably a nice weekend in the country are things happening for us. So I would say we need 7 complications, 4 of which I will come up with, and then 1 each from each of yours. And I will say one of the complications I will give is out of champagne. And when this happens, if you take out of champagne, the current threat will be increased by 1. That will be one of our complications that is possible for this particular adventure. And I will just write that down. Out of champagne. And this is important because these complications give them a chance to get a karma, which they can use to heal themselves or have an automatic success. So these things can be important. So, you know, it's important to know what else might happen. So we'll increase the threat by 1. I think that's good. There's another one I wanted for you. By 1. And I will sort of put that in a place for a second. The next one I think we're going to do is... I need to phrase this the right way. It's not get captured by the enemy, but it is falls into a deep sleep. It has the same effect. Wait. That's not exactly right. No, we're gonna call this. No, we'll call it that for a moment. But we have a couple of other things that are gonna stack on this because there are some bad things out here for you. Are they bad? Yes, they are. We'll call this In a Deep Sleep. And within a deep sleep, you exit the scene. You exit the scene, and how do I do this? You're in a deep sleep. I know it's happening. So you exit the scene, and you increase threat by 1. No. You just exit the scene. We're going to just say that because you won't be kidnapped. You won't be captured because of reasons that we can talk about later. That's one of my 4. In a deep sleep, exit the scene. Your 4th threat is whispers, we'll call it. And it is In Whispers, you give away secrets. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what we're going to call that one.
Is it the big twirly, sort of like whoom, whoom,
Perhaps
whoom
there
thing?
might be some twirly, mysterious things going on. I'm just saying.
He's got a spiral umbrella. We're in trouble.
There might be spirals, and when there are spirals, there are always problems. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Always.
It's an umbrella. It's a classic.
It's very bad. And with that one, you are going to, let's see. Reduce a skill by 1 for the mission. Mm-hmm.
Does a mission count as an episode, or I don't know how long this is going to be going?
It'll be for the mission itself, because I cannot imagine this will go past 2 sessions at the most for the mission. And then and by the way, if you want to look at some of the criteria to look at, you can look at, we're at page 27, because each one of you is going to come up with a compilation that you think would be relevant for yourself, or as well for others that you think would be exciting. And then I think your last one will be, let's see, Out of Champagne, In a Deep Sleep, Whispers Giving Away Secrets, and, oh, I know. Sorry. Distracted by Bunny.
Okay.
As in ooh squirrel.
There's going to be a person named Bunny, and she will distract you. She's chatty, and and there'll be a moment when you could be perhaps distracted by Bunny, and I mean, it could happen, right? And that'll be automatically fail a roll. Those are the 4 that I offer you. Each one of you should offer me, us as a group as well.
I've got one.
Please, I'm ready for it.
It's called Without a Paddle, and you lose a key piece of equipment when you need it most.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, boy.
I love it.
Damn.
I love it. I love it. That's great. I love that. That is so good. I love that one. It's, this is what I like about things. So good. So good. What else we got?
Trying to think. God.
I love
brain
things.
to the right. I'm trying to shift my brain into the right tropes.
Yes,
like,
yes. You got to get a good trope. I love it.
Fake scenery.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Oh.
Like you think you're somewhere and then like you touch something and it falls over and it's like, oh no, this is all fake.
Oh. I love a good fake scenery. Oh no, that's gonna be so good for today. Sorry, what?
Oh no, what have I done? What have I done?
Oh no, it's good. It's good. Fake
I
scenery.
in advance.
I have one.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. The consequence for fake scenery could be something like, how about a free hazard? I get a free hazard for that. I think that could be good.
One I thought of is called Et Brute, and it's be betrayed by a close friend.
Oh, yeah, that does happen sometimes. These are things that happen. I love all of these complications very much, and I'm putting them all. By the way, audience, what you cannot see is that I've made a little roll 20 thing, which I'm very excited about.
Looks beautiful.
It does. I'm going to figure out a way to show you all at some point in time, but I've been working on it, and I'm going to have to also make a character sheet. But that'll be for a slightly different moment. I'm going to learn how to do all of that, and it'll be pretty exciting. Okay, so each of these are complications. I'll put them on little cards for you. And once per scene, If you need a karma point, you can grab that complication and you'll put it in your little box to let me know that you have that, and that at any moment I can activate that when I think it is most relevant for that to show up. If you need the karma. And karma is important. You only get one. You only start with one. And you get karma by invoking your flaws or taking a complication. And karma can help you use your heroic bonus, get out of a scene if you're in trouble, like you need to get out gracefully without being murdered or whatever might happen. So those are all things that can happen with your karma. So let us, since we've done our complications, I should say this for our audience as well. In this game, it's how would I say this? In this game, it's everything works by a threat pool, right? And so the players narrate, like there's a threat pool that I have, and the players need to overcome this threat through their daring do, and they describe how they do so. And once all the threat is removed, they succeed in this mission by overcoming their obstacles. You know, they probably should worry. No, they shouldn't worry. I think they'll be fine. Yeah, sure. And we're
Jayden's always been fine.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about.
Laugh?
Yeah.
I really don't like that laugh. That's not a good laugh.
So I think we should begin with, it's probably early afternoon. Well, actually, yes, I would say it's probably early afternoon. And each one of you is in a different space, out and about. And each one of you is going to be getting a message that you need to go and pick up the dry cleaning for your father. And each one of you is going to get your special call that you are needed. And I want to start with Arabella. Arabella, where are you?
I'm in a library.
Describe this moment.
Okay, so I'm in the library. It's like some sort of like old wood paneled library. I'm in like a big sort of like wingback leather chair, just like flicking through some sort of tome or other, just like, and then just sort of like somebody sort of like comes past, goes, "Oh, I think you left a book." Sort of like slips me a book, and I just open it, and on the fly leaf is just a message like, "Call so and so." It's like, oh, this again. Fine, I wasn't busy. I sort of like, put my book back, get up and stomp off like I was right in the middle of reading a book. It was very important.
And then we cut to Jayden. Where are you when you get the call? And how does it happen?
I think Jayden is just coming back from a walk with his dog, his little dog Princess. It's a little Chihuahua, extremely tiny, honestly tiny for a Chihuahua even. So it's just and they just came for a walk, got in their arms, their one arm as they're unlocking the door to his house, to just rest for the day before he goes out for his late evening shift at the bar. When I think sticking out like the letterbox, like the letter flat of his door is a letter. So he pulls it out and flips it open and sees, I need to get laundry for father. He goes, okay, great, okay. Sorry, Princess, I know we're gonna sit on the couch for a bit, but I need to go. Gives the little chihuahua a peck on the forehead and then opens the door and ushers them in before closing. And I guess running, because they don't want to be away from Princess for longer than they need to. So they're gonna sprint to a location.
Which then leads us to the next cut. Diana, darling, what are you doing when you get the call?
Picture this.
I'm ready.
It is 1967.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the French Riviera. There is a mint green Lincoln Continental with the roof down. Diana, darling, is sat in the driver's seat. Her hair is wrapped up in a headscarf. She has the huge sunglasses. She's just about to go have lunch with her good friend, Grace. definitely not Grace Kelly.
No.
When the car pulls up, she hands the keys to the valet, and he instead hands her a note that she has to pick up her dear father's dry cleaning. And she heads inside, has a drink with Grace anyway before she goes and accepts the call. Champagne lunch, darling, you can't miss it.
Oh yeah, no, priorities.
And each one of you getting the call, you all find yourself going to there's a small little dry cleaner in Soho, and when you sort of walk into this dry cleaner shop, that's like the little front space, and the sort of person who's working at the front of the dry cleaner knows you, and of course just gives you the nod. Right, as you all sort of move past, and as you move into the back of this dry cleaner, it's this huge, like the back end is this huge industrial space, right, with racks and racks of clothing and bags, and you can't really see anything. And it's those kind of dry cleaners that are sort of automated with the kind of they press that button and all the clothes sort of move. And as you move past, there are doors, and you go through these doors, and there's a hallway. You move past the hallway. There's a broom closet. You go into the broom closet, and there's an elevator that will take you down. And at the when you come down, of course you have to
squeeze in together.
You squeeze in together. And when you come down to this bottom, this sort of strange, funky Soho dry cleaner opens itself up to this exceedingly high-tech underground base, the base of the agency, where you all work for the Crown to keep the world safe from diabolical masterminds, of course, and all sorts of nefarious doings. And as you move through, it's I don't know if I should. I should probably. I'm going to shock you with this. It is very high tech. As you're walking down this sort of hallway that's all sleek and metal, you pass by this computer room that looks. There's this massive computer that takes up an entire wall with blinking lights on it, and little dials. It's very, very, and there's it's a huge monitor, like a tube television thing. It's massively huge. It's like this big, and it's it's rich. It's just like wow. And like you can see
doesn't even use punch cards. Oh my god!
I know it's
impressive.
It's a lot, and there are people with like cat eye glasses and little clipboards moving about, and you are sort of ushered in towards the briefing room, and there in the briefing room is Father, and Anglo-Indian woman who's probably in her late 40s, and she is wearing a suit with a tie, but the suit itself is not it's like a nice gold, with a nice sort of like raw silk. It's this sort of really lovely sort of mix.
Is it Sharora Gadishalu?
Yes.
I can never pronounce properly.
Yes, that is exactly who it is, and I love her. Just a note, I love her so much, and it's exactly who it is.
Fangirl.
Yes, we're gonna fangirl about her right now. Shora Agdashlu. Oh, if you don't know her, she's in The Expanse, and she's also a voice of one of the admirals in Mass Effect, and she is House of Sand and Fog. Brilliant, amazing voice. Yep. Oh, so good. And she is there waiting for you with this very serious look on her face, as she's waiting for you all three of you to filter in. And then she goes, excuse me, Walter Mellon, is he not here? And she sort of makes a gesture, and she looks, and you notice that in the corner there's a young man who's her secretary, who sort of looks through his files, and he goes, "Sorry, Mum, neither he or the other agent here, they're doing something else right now." She goes, "Pity. Well, it's all right as long as they're safe. Agents, it's good to see all three of you. We have something distressing. Oh, we're going to get that. We're going to make Fuzzy. We're just going to make you a regular, and then you'll be able to post links all day long. Just so you know. Although I never remember exactly. I did it. I remembered it first time around. Please post away." She goes, "Agents, we have some very disturbing news, and I think it's something that only you might be able to solve. Please have a seat. Tea?
Yeah. Do you have anything stronger?
Oh, yes, I imagine we have. Would you like sherry?
Yeah, that'll do.
Brandy? I mean, it is the morning. Well, afternoon. And then she stops. She looks at Diana. Champagne and also some sherry. And
Diana just gives her like the sweetest, like, thank you, mummy.
and the secretary, young lad, a little burly, but sort of heads out, and he will come back in with a full service of tea, champagne, orange juice in case you want to mix those things, not the tea, of course, and then also some sherry and some brandy and a small bottle of whiskey, and sort of wheels it in front of all three of you.
Arabella just makes herself a cup of tea, like, oh god, I need this.
Jayden takes the whiskey.
Agents, we have something quite disturbing happening right now. It's secrets, you see. Secrets have been being leaked to the other side. Technological secrets, all dealing with a particular secret project. The secret project was called Project Dolphin. Project Dolphin was a project to make, it was about naval technology, you see. There were a total of 4 people who knew the details of this project. Only 4, all highly placed, highly trusted, highly respected, above reproach. You could never think of them in any way as being perhaps turd or you can't bribe them. And each of these 4 has one piece of the, memorized one piece of the blueprints for a highly experimental submarine. And unfortunately, 3 of those 4 pieces have made their way out. We have heard from some of our contacts that someone has been offering to sell pieces of these pieces to the highest bidder. So someone has been able to gather bits of these secrets from 3 of the 4 people. And if that person gets the 4th, if we don't find out exactly who it is or how, we're all in quite a bit of trouble. So I need you to
Where is
investigate.
this? Where's this 4th piece?
Well, the 4th piece is me.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, I have not left the dry cleaners, and so I feel like I'm somewhat safe. But the other 4, all 3 of them, all 3 of them admirals, above reproach, Admiral Green, Admiral Mustard, and Admiral Scarlet, they all insist that they have not done anything wrong, and they have not given away any secrets, and they don't know what this is all about at all. Yet the secrets have come out. I would like you to speak with them and find out what might be going on.
Okay. Just a quick question. Do you have any idea how long this would take? Because I left Princess alone at home, and a few hours is fine, but more than a day is a bit worrying. Someone needs to feed her. Do you have anyone spare you can send over to my place to look after them? Take them on walks. I have to go on like late night walks sometimes to get the
Chumley? And she points to her secretary, who's like there with the service of a lot of alcohol and no food. And I mean, there's just isn't any. And he looks up. Oh, right. Yes.
Do you have any paper? I can write down the instructions. They're a very picky eater. I tell you the exact time they need to go out.
He picks up his notepad. He's got a little steno pad, right? He starts writing it down.
And yeah, I just go in like very hyper specific things that Princess requires.
chop up her
Um,
food, and
Chop
it's
up
got to
her
be
food before she eats it. You don't want her
served at
choking.
exactly this temperature, and
At exactly
in the
10:33
right
p.m., take her
Yeah.
out for walks. Any later, any sooner than that, and it's just not good for her. She gets very jumpy any other time.
And as you're going through all of this, Chumley just writes down all the notes, and Father just sits there, just waiting. And it's just sort of like, and I would imagine this probably goes on for quite some time. It's probably like 15, 20 minutes
Yeah.
of this
I
discussion.
like to imagine throughout this whole time, Diana's completely changed her makeup. Her makeup's just different now.
yeah, Arabella's just there in a book having a cup of tea, just like whatever. Yeah, this is cool.
And then Chumley sort of
Reading
nods
time.
and goes, I've got the keys to your place. It's all right. He says, which may or may not bother you. I don't know.
Honestly, no. I'd be worried if they didn't have the keys to our apartment, honestly.
This is fair. This is fair. And they said, so agents, I'll be staying here in the dry cleaners. If you could investigate or speak to the admirals, and be discreet, of course, because they are, after all, highly respected. But see if you can determine what might have been going on with them. Yes, because whoever's doing this has found some way to get information they should not be getting, or our agents or our admirals have been turned, and if that's the case, well, we've got much larger problems.
Indeed.
It just seemed that they have no idea that we're going to be paying a visit.
Oh.
Or do they know?
They know you're coming.
Okay, they'll say some explaining, I guess.
Agents,
Diana,
good
Arabella,
luck.
thank you.
You are.
This seems
Sorry?
like a thing for you, Diana. I will be honest.
Well, I have my ways and means. She just smiles sweetly. Come along, I brought the Continental.
Of course you did.
Can we put the top up, because it plays Mary Hell with the pages, and I don't want the books getting there.
No.
Please. Oh, fine.
Live a little, Arabella. Come on now.
I do live. I live all the time. I'm living right now.
Yeah, sure. Let's go. I call the front seat. I don't want to interrupt Arabella's reading.
Good. Wonderful. She just sort of like grabs a book bag, and it's just like, okay, here we go.
Let me ask, which of the three do you go to? Do you split up, or do you go together as a group? And if so, which one do you visit first?
Good question.
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh,
I'm here for
I
the
like
difficult
Scarlet.
questions.
I like Scarlet. I like. That's my favorite color.
Do you want to split up?
Yeah, let's
Oh,
split up, because it's the stupidest thing to do, but that makes it
Yeah.
perfect for a 60s
You
spy
know what?
show.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I call Scarlet.
Okay, we got scarlet,
Mhm.
mustard,
Green.
and
Green.
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 Mhm.
Yes. I wrote it down. Look at me. I'm taking notes.
I'll take
All right then,
mustard.
Jayden. Mustard?
Yeah.
I'll take Admiral Green.
Mm-hmm. Just gonna write those notes down for no reason. Yes. So, let's start, since you called it first, with Scarlet.
Oh God.
You go to look for Admiral Scarlet. Admiral Scarlet, you find, in his study. He has a manor estate, and you are sort of led in by a butler through this estate, and you find Admiral Scarlet in his drawing room, in his library. His library is the inside of it looks like the inside of a ship. It's sort of, but an old ship, like, one of those sort of multiple masters. So it's sort of
A
curved.
tall ship.
Yes, a tall ship. Thank you. It's sort of curved. It's all wooden. Instead of windows, there are sort of portholes along the side, and all of the bookshelves are sort of built into this.
There's bookshelves. Ooh.
Oh yes,
Okay.
many bookshelves. And
Oh.
oh yes. And Admiral Scarlet is this redhead. He's got bright red hair and he's got this massive mustache. It's very important because he's an
How
admiral.
old is he? Just had a question.
He looks to be about a young 60, you'd say, which means he fought in the war, you know. And he's got like this massively red, bushy mustache that comes down like this, and then it comes up like this. It's actually also sort of built into his facial hair, it's like this. And he's got
the full handlebar.
full
Handlebar and mutton chops. Nice.
Yes, it's a handlebar mutton chops combo. And you see him, and he's dressed all in white, in his sort of like a white naval uniform, but with shorts, and sort of big long socks. And he's sitting behind this desk, and he has, he's got a little sort of cap that's sort of sitting on a stand next to him. And he is in full regalia still, but white shorts for his white uniform shorts. And he's sitting there with all of these sort of books piled about him. And this fellow is kind of thin, Admiral Scarlet.
Oh no, has he got knobbly knees?
He does. He
no.
does have knobbly knees. And he's got like this impressive array of medals that sort of hang a bit on him because he doesn't seem to be the most... he's not the burliest chap. He seems a bit more of a thinker. And as you notice within his sort of study, he has got a number of tables, right? Like you've got all the bookshelves sort of built in on top, and underneath them you have all these tables. And on each of the tables there's like maps of various oceans with all of these little toy ships, which are not really toy ships. They're like sort of wooden. They're all sort of very nice, sort of clearly made for tactics, right? So you can see various sort of naval battles sort of set up all along. They seem to be historical.
He's got his warhammer out.
He does, and he's paid for the terrain, and he's also painted them all himself. And yep. Also, I don't want to say anything, but he also uses a slightly larger scale, so everything's a little bit more impressive. You know, he's not going to go with just like the regular size minis. He's just going.
He's overcompensating. Oh no.
He is. And as you come in, he goes, "Oh, what's and he sort of looks up and he notices that you are not his butler. And he goes, you're from the ministry, the agency?
Indeed, yes. Arabella Byblos at your service.
Arabella Byblos, yes. Oh, yes. You're the agent. I was told was going to come. Yes, I was told you had some sort of well, you knew something, I think, about pirates. Yes, I was told that they were going to send someone over who knew something about piracy, but Japan in the Meiji era, that you had some sort of information for me about that you could give me. I'm so excited. I was very skeptical of having someone come into my study. I don't like having visitors. I never let anyone in my study at all. But I was told that...
Marvelous library.
I
must say.
Yes. Thank you. I have spent decades. And he gets up, and you can see super knobbly knees. And he's...
I wince slightly.
Yeah. Also... I'm not going to make you roll for it, of course, because it's not that kind of game, but if this were a different kind of game, you might have to roll for blindness. He's very pasty. But
I can be... Since I am that pasty, I can visualize it. Yeah, just the beacons are lit. Oh no!
And he clearly has never gotten a lot of sun, at least not recently. And he goes, "Oh yes," and he sort of walks you. He's like, "Well, this part of it."
Slip on a pair of sunglasses.
The port side of my library here. This is about piracy in the Caribbean.
Right. Okay.
Yes. And if we come over here, you can see this here is now piracy in Japan. This way, this one here is about piracy in the Barbary Coast.
Right. Yes. So you have a great interest in piracy, then?
Oh, no, not really. And this last one here is actually this is very exciting. It's not about piracy. I wouldn't do that. It's actually about privateers with letters of marque who take things for the crown, but it's not piracy. And
Right.
Yes.
So what about this fascinates you so much, if I might ask?
Oh, well, I
to
always felt that the golden age of piracy is when ship captains were ship captains. That was the great old days, don't you think? As this when we were, we still rule the seas, God save the Queen and all that. But what I'm saying is that back then you could just be out on a boat, on the ship, on the sea, just clear, made of wood, big, huge knots, Now everything is so high-tech.
So you would say you're very into wood then?
Yes, I love wood. In the morning, wood in the evening, in the afternoon, yes. Yes. Why do you ask? I mean, please note, I am an engineer. I do actually understand nuclear submarine reactors and all that, but...
of course. So, yes, nuclear submarine reactor. Could you tell me a bit about them? I'm fascinated to know.
Well, I would tell you, but that sort of thing is top hush. I can't...
Top hush?
Yes,
Yes.
You can't give away secrets.
Quick question, would they know that it was being investigated, or is it like a fully secret investigation?
They have been asked, and they said they don't know that they didn't say anything. So at least somebody has asked them in a sort of, at least, let's say, subtle way, because you can't just accuse a big, huge admiral of something like this.
Okay, right. Anyway, carry on. Whoa.
Yes, it's the top hush, isn't it? I just
top hush, yeah. So you take that sort of thing very seriously.
Oh yes, indeed. By the way, I'm going to just, for the record, I'm going to pull out some threat. All three of you are in a scene together, in separate spaces, but this is your first obstacle. And I'm going to pull out, let's see, I don't think this is going to be too desperate, not so much, perhaps just a teeny bit desperate. So I'm going to just take out 5 threat from my pool of 28, because it's not too bad. For this challenge, which is still all 3 of you together, although you're in different locations, the 3 appropriate skills, don't be concerned when I tell you what the 3 appropriate skills are. I wouldn't read into this at all. Are persuade, of course, athletics, and also don't read into this, occult. Those are the 3 appropriate skills for this challenge, which is about talking to your various admirals to get information. That is, but you, dearest, get to go first. I'm not going to get a hazard for this one just yet. There's not necessary at this moment, at this space.
Just this particular time?
At this particular time, no, yes. But please, if you would, you may make, when it comes time, there will be a moment when I think you might think, yes, I feel like I should probably make a roll about now, and that's when it will happen. But just note we're in it. And he goes, yes, you were saying.
Yes, I'm just absolutely fascinated by just the concept of these things, and how much about what are those ones that go underwater?
Oh, yeah, submarines. Yes.
Submarines, that's the one.
Yes.
Fascinated by that. How do they stop the water from coming in?
Oh, well, such as sealing it, I was thinking myself, really, I've always been sort of thinking, could you make a submarine out of wood?
I'm sure I read somewhere they used to make submarines out of wood in the very early days, like sealed with tar and things.
Yes, pitch and all that. But nobody wants that, do they? They want all high sort of tech things. No. We will talk about piracy in a moment. I would rather talk about that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Would you like a spot of tea?
I would adore spotting tea.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
so much.
Yes, Jarvis, could we get tea, Jarvis? Yes, sir. Yes, so now you're from the ministry, I think. There's some sort of
Yes, yes.
bother with Project Dolphin, Ben said. What is
Indeed,
this?
Yes.
What is this?
Oh, well, you see, yeah, some of the plans seem to have leaked a little.
Oh, that's impossible.
Well, it's happened, so it's not impossible. It's
No,
just
but-
very improbable.
But no, but it's impossible. There are only 4 people who know about Project Dolphin, and, well, I'm one of them, and the other 2, the other admirals, Green and Mustard, they wouldn't say anything, and I certainly wouldn't say anything, and I don't know if you've met Father, but Father, well, Father would never say anything. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons why I would never say anything, because if I did say something, I'd get grounded by Father. Nobody wants that.
Oh no, it's absolutely terrifying.
Yes. So, what is this? I'm sure it's not true.
No, I'm afraid it is, in fact, true.
Well, there are 4 pieces. Each one of us has a piece, a separate piece. I don't know their pieces. Well, so do you know whose pieces were leaked then?
I'm afraid I'm not privy to that information at present. No.
Well, it certainly wasn't mine. By the way, it was his. It was all 3 of the admirals. Each Father's piece has not been leaked at this moment, but each one of their pieces has been leaked.
Mm.
So you don't know who's leaked? Well, it certainly wasn't me. So you're here to find out what I think about.
I'm just gathering information at present.
Well,
Just, we need to be very thorough about this sort of thing. Take lots of notes and things.
all right. So go ahead, ask away. What do you want to know? I'm sure you want me to assess my fellow admirals.
Well, yes. What I was thinking was like, how did you store this piece? Is it sort of like, was it the security, or how was it stored in the safe?
Oh, easy. All up here, you see. Agent Byblos, yes. Nothing's written down, of course. That would be unsecure. If you write it down, someone could steal it, couldn't they? Oh, they can't steal what's in your mind. Jarvis comes in with this tea set.
Oh, yes. Oh, is that lapsang? Oh, lovely. Marvelous. Wonderful tasting tea. And I was just pour myself a cup of tea, just like slice of lemon, and just like, oh, this so good. Thank you so much. Yes. Where was I? So the other 2, yes. So have you had any contact with any, just because I have to really be quite thorough. I have not any contact with any strange people, any strange events, any missing time, any, anything like that?
This, I feel, is when you should perhaps make your roll.
Right. I forget how to actually roll for it. Is it just like...
So I made a macro for you.
That's it.
So which skill of the 3, Persuade, Athletics, or Occult, would you like to make?
Oh, Occult. And so that's just 5 dice, yeah?
Yes, please.
Dude, right, got you.
I will not be invoking any bonuses just yet. You have 3 successes. I'm going to roll my dice. I have a basic threat of 2 just at the moment, and I get 2 successes. So you beat me. Also, I'm going to note this. Because you have rolled more successes than I have threat dice, you can choose to add a different skill that is appropriate besides the 3 we currently have, Persuade, Athletics, and Occult, that any one of your fellow team members
Just like a bonus skill kind of thing.
Yeah, because you're like, I think we should be able to use some different skill besides those 3 in this challenge. That is a possibility for you.
Let's add wit, I guess.
Wit?
Yeah.
Tell me how you can do this. As you say, weird things. Do I see any weird things?
Well, I guess just like sort of it's just basically sort of like talking around the person. It's just like, it's very much like a little bit of
I'm sorry, what did you say there? No, I'm sorry, what did you say about piracy? As he sort of sits there and gets a little confused about it. And now also I'm going to note that you can choose to either lower the threat by 1 or give your successes to someone else.
I would like to give my successes to somebody else.
Who would you like to give it to?
Sidrak.
Okay.
Jayden.
Jayden, you're going to
Thank
get
you. I desperately need it.
you're going to get +3 on
welcome.
your roll. And he goes, well, I've seen anything weird or strange. No, not really. Well, maybe. I don't know. What would you consider strange? I mean, I don't. Well, I was at a party, you know. I don't know if you know. Well, you probably wouldn't know him at all. I'm sure you don't work in those circles. But I was at a infamous sort of weekend in the country. This is what it is that happens normally. It's actually not an unrare occasion. It's a special sort of club, you know, special. It's not really a club. I feel like that's a bit too much. More like a meeting of enthusiasts, you know? Enthusiasts? Yes.
Enthusiasts about what exactly?
Oh, my dear. Only the greatest hobby. Not even really a hobby, more like a calling. More like art, genius. It's like the Michelangelo, you know? Yes. Should I show you?
Yes, why not?
Yes. Come with me.
All right, certainly.
And he goes over and he opens like a trap door in his study, and there's like a wooden ladder that goes down, like going into a basement. And he sort of climbs down and he pulls on a light to sort of open those like light bulbs. He goes, "Come on down."
I'm just like, I'm going to get murdered.
Perhaps it's like a murder basement. Come on.
Oh yeah, certainly. Just clutching my pen, like.
And as you walk down in there, you see it. You see them everywhere, of all sizes. Ships in bottles. And these are tiny, super small bottles, massive bottles that were probably like industrial bottles, right? Ships of all sizes, of like the most intricate detailing, just covering this entire basement. And each one is like, has like little lights, and they're all in little stands, or sometimes huge stands, right? And he's like, "Look at this, eh?
My goodness.
Yes.
That's a lot of wood.
Yes, isn't it?
Yes.
It makes me very excited. Doesn't you?
Yes, I'm definitely my heart is definitely pounding right now.
Yes, as a Navy man, I'm always excited by wood. Yes, so this is what I love, my passion. And there's a bit of a group meeting, you know, of fellow ship and bottle enthusiasts, and I wouldn't really call it a meeting. It is a meeting. It's more like a party. You know,
it's a club.
It's not really a club officially. It's not with membership and all whatnot. But those who are in the scene, they understand these things, and you get invited. You know, to
shipping group. Yes.
Yes. And well, now you asked if there was anything strange or weird. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the answer is not exactly. Except I was at one of John Yacht's famous weekends in the country for ship and bottle enthusiasts. It's a very lovely weekend. You go and you build ships and bottles, and you talk about technique, and you talk about really the sort of best tools. Do you know, I actually prefer to use, you know, there's a sort of a device that ladies use sometimes to go and take bits of the hairs out of their face.
You mean tweezers?
Yes, those. Yes. Now, people don't usually use them for ships and bottles, but I like to myself personally. I like to use them all the time for all sorts of things. But the point is, you know, on the weekends. But the point is, we talk about all those things. And the last time I was there, you know, I don't go there all that often. He has them these weekends all the time, and I normally am never invited, but I was invited. And the thing was that normally we just go and we play, we make the bottles. But there was a bit of a strange thing while I was there last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I had strange dreams.
Oh, what did you dream about?
Oh, I dreamed about... It was sort of odd. I dreamed about swimming. And I was swimming, and it was quite odd because I don't normally swim, and I was swimming in the ocean, and then I found myself off of Cardiff, which was odd because that was where my old base was, you know. I don't know how I ended up there, but I did. Yes.
In the dream, or?
Yes, in the dream.
Right.
Yes, it was the strangest thing. Because I haven't really thought about that old base. It's where we did a Project Dolphin out there in Cardiff. You know, and it was just a bit of an odd thing. I hadn't thought about it in a while, and it was strange for me to... Because it was quite a lot of work, all the swimming. And I remember that whole weekend I was just exhausted, as if I'd really swum all that way. I don't know, I was tired all weekend. Yes. It was just sort of a strange thing.
Yes, okay. Well, that's very interesting. Thank you for that.
Yes. Yes. Oh, tell me, what do you think about this one? Quite big, eh? And then you just see this like massive, like you know those glass bottles they use for
Carboy kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
One of those, and there's this like ship, big, tall, like a tall ship, and there are all these little people, like little people-made little dolls. Like it's just full of all these little soldiers all up on the deck, and you can see a little miniature him with his mustache, but like in period clothing, just all put up there. It's like, what do you think about that one? I did that one myself. I sewed all the clothes and everything.
I have never seen anything like it in my entire life.
Yes.
My goodness.
Cut to, meanwhile, we're gonna, for reasons, we're gonna have to go to Diana Darling, and yes, and Admiral Green. Admiral Green, if you are going to find Admiral, the Admiral, is actually at his country club. And his country club is just right outside of London. And he is there, and he is sort of sitting in, I would imagine at this point he's probably smoking a cigar, and he's probably playing bridge, contract bridge, with a bunch of other people. And you can tell that he's gambling, because there are chips on the table, and not small denomination chips either. It seems to be a very, very high stakes gambling bridge episode. And Green is, if you look at Green, you would say that Green is probably somewhat younger, right? I would say he's probably fairly young for an admiral, so like late 40s probably, and he is most likely from the Caribbean, and he is in a suit, not in his uniform, but he's got his jacket off and he's got his sleeves rolled up as he's sort of really sort of concentrating on bridge at the moment, as he's sort of like really trying to sort of get this. And you can see around him are three other people who are playing. There are these sort of two women and a man, sort of they're these partnered up, and these people that he's playing with seem to be very wealthy, very old, fairly aristocratic, and probably this is what they do with their life, is like just gamble tens of thousands of pounds on bridge, right? This is that kind of place, and he's sitting there amongst them, right? And you can smell there's pipe smoke everywhere. There is on the radio's on in the corner, but it's probably BBC One, which means there's not going to be any sort of popular music going on, right? So you've probably got Elgar, right, and some that sort of a thing in the background, as it's this fairly intense, and everything is like sort of like dark wood, right, and heavy curtains. very intense bridge game going on as you sort of walk in, and someone will take, I imagine, your fur, your stole, whatever you have, from you immediately as you just sort of like, probably you don't have to say anything. They're just there.
Yeah, she just walks in and just hands it to someone, you know, like it's just the slip off the shoulders. I don't care if you're not the person that does that, but it's your job right now.
I imagine that's exactly
Don't
what
drop it. It's very expensive.
Yes. And as you walk in, a bunch of people notice you because, I mean, first off, you are Diana Darling, international supermodel, but also you're probably like 20 years younger than a lot of, or 30 than most people here. This is one of those country clubs that is full of old people, you know, just a lot of old people who have probably not ever been to Soho, or maybe they were, like, I don't know, in the 19th century. It's you know, and so, and they'd be like, I'm gonna tell you what it's like in the Victorian era. It's a lot of those people, right? And so a lot of people are like, oh, like, who's this like actual person who is from the outside and has life walking in? But the bridge table, they don't notice you at all.
Okay. That low-key offends Diana a little bit, because when she enters a room, all eyes must be on her because she's terrible. But so she's gonna just like sashay her way up to this table. She's seen Admiral Green, you know, she's from the briefing, she knows who he is, so eyes on the target. And I imagine she comes up and there's like an empty seat. You know, there's just one empty seat, and she sits down and the camera cuts to her and there's that 60s like lighting across her face.
Absolutely.
And it's soft focus through the haze of the cigar smoke.
Yes.
And she you know, she waits for the current hand, I don't know how bridge is played, to be played before she just, you know, plops down some chips on the table and, you know, she says, deal me in.
Everyone looks about, and this older woman who's got sort of like a blue rinse in her hair.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And she has got this little pillbox hat, this slight little veil. She goes, oh, I'm so sorry. That's not how this works. Bridge is a partner sport, and you don't have a partner. We have our form. I'm so sorry. And she's looking at you like, how do I put this? You are... Well, she's a Victorian, and you are not. And there's a little bit of judgment there, just a little bit about perhaps your makeup, perhaps everything, you know, about you.
I'm unbefitting of a young lady. This is not how a young woman should carry herself. But Diana just looks at her. She smiles sweetly. She opens up her cigarette case, which is, you know, a embellished sterling silver case. She pulls out a delicate, thin cigarette and lights it. I can wait. And she just sits there and just smokes. And she smiles. She's not giving her like any attitude. She just smiles very sweetly.
And Admiral Green sort of notes you, sees your cigarette case, and has a bit of recognition to it, and goes, well, if you don't mind, I feel like we finished this round. I think, Madam Baroness, you wouldn't mind perhaps sitting out and letting this... she's a bridge partner of mine from way back, and I'm sure, Baroness, you wouldn't mind sitting out. And the Baroness does not look pleased by this at all.
Diana takes a drag of her cigarette. She looks at the Admiral, she smiles and says, and they say chivalry's dead.
And goes, well, I don't think so. I do try, but the Baroness, would you step down for the lady? And she goes, no, absolutely not. This is my bridge game. I host this game every week, and I've invited you to this table as my partner, and I will not step down, not a bit. The cheek. You can roll one of your skills if you like, because she's not letting you in.
Okay. We're gonna go with a persuade. Diana's gonna really turn on the charm. She's really gonna not just work the Baroness, but the other people at the table. The Baroness is bringing the mood down, and this is just a cordial afternoon of game of bridge, and can't we all get along? And she'll order some drinks, get some brandies going for the table, loosen people up a little bit.
I would like you to note that she clearly is the society maven here, right? This is her space, or at least
I'm aware of the energy that's going on now in here.
Yes. By the way, I have my villain bonuses, and I get to invoke 2 of them per scene. And I'm going to invoke my first one, which is well connected, which means I get to increase the threat dice by 1 in a social threat. So I'm going to increase my dice from 2 to 3.
She might be well connected, but I am friends with Princess Grace of Monaco, so...
I have heard that. If you would,
I got
roll.
a 3.
Oh, a 3? All right. Let me roll my 3 dice and see how this goes. A 1.
Ooh.
This is a success. Also, you beat my roll, so I will ask you the first question. Would you like to either reduce the threat pool or give your dice to someone else?
Let's reduce the threat pool.
Yes, the threat pool is reduced by 1. Also, would you like to add a skill to this group challenge we're in?
Sure. What are the skills so far? We've got occult, persuade, athletics, and wit.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. What is your other good skill, Jack?
My other good skill is fight.
It might be relevant.
Do you know what? Let's go ahead and add fight. Yeah. Because you never know.
Tell me how you can do this.
Ooh.
Give me the vibe.
Okay. So the way she does this is Diana is doing as all awful, terrible people do, and she is name dropping like you would not believe. Names are going left and right, and then she drops about
the Baron goes, I'm sorry. Yes, I actually know. Indeed, I have met Pookie Jenkins multiple times. He comes to my parties all the time. But do you know, perhaps, Ducky Willem Fitzsimmons? I bet you don't.
I'm quite familiar with Mr. Fitzsimmons. We're good friends. Every now and then, once a month, we have a champagne lunch. In fact, he's the one that introduced me to, and then she's just come up with this name of a fight choreographer that worked with Charlton Heston in the movies, in the silver screen.
And when you say that, the other people are like, oh, silver screen, oh, Charlton Heston. Ooh, so who's that of Charlton Heston? And she goes, Charlton Heston? Well, Charlton Heston doesn't have a thing on... Well, have you...
if you're quite a fan of Mr. Heston, I can get him to write you a letter, we're good friends.
If you'll excuse me, I am a baroness. I have been a baroness for more than a few years, I would like to point out, and I do not need letters of introduction from someone who clearly has listened to the likes of the Beatles. And she stands up in a huff, and she takes her chips. She says, I will not be insulted by such modishness. And she walks off with her blue hair. And everyone goes, well, it seems as if there might be a seat for you. Please, have a seat. Seat, if you would.
Thank you. She acts completely gracious, and she acts as though, can you believe? A little bit, part of her, a little bit is like...
and everyone's sort of like, oh, well, she's a bit possessive of her bridge partners.
Look, I understand. It's a changing world, and there's tradition. Tradition is very important, but I can understand clinging to it when the world is changing so fast.
Yes. The admiral says, I myself have listened to the Beatles a few times. I love that song of theirs. I want to hold your hand. That's a good one. Although, personally, I prefer Shirley Bassey.
I'm quite familiar with Shirley Bassey's work. I rather like her voice too. I find the Beatles are good, but sometimes you need a change of pace.
Yes,
something a little bit more dramatic.
Yes, she sings those songs for that film franchise, the James Bond. Ridiculous. It's not what that sort of thing is like at all.
Of course not. No,
it's totally unrealistic. And I imagine you play a couple of rounds of bridge to sort of make sure that everybody at the table is, you are doing this. And may I ask you, since you have chosen the success, you get to sort of note 3 things about how this is going well. Please.
Okay, so one thing is Diana doesn't actually know how to play bridge, but what she's doing is she's doing a lot of reading of other people to try and figure out how to do it, and she's also cheating like you would not believe. There's just so much cheating happening. She doesn't have a clue. But
bridge involves a lot of like betting and bidding and like being able to read your partner, what you think they're going to do. And so I imagine there's probably quite a bit of reading what the opposing team, what their vibe is, and like knowing when they think they've got something and sort of figuring out how to undercut them. Yes.
Yeah, she's cold reading like you would not believe. But she's also, she's getting the drinks flowing, she's getting conversation going just to try and loosen everyone up, but also she's also very tactically ordering quite a lot of drinks to try and get people to leave the table, so she can get alone with the admiral. So she's trying to just like get rid of people.
And I think like in an Agatha Christie novel, one by one, like you're sort of moving people around and out until you're sort of sitting there at the table with, I imagine for your third bit, quite a lot of chips, right? Especially the kind of square rectangular ones that are like the really expensive French Riviera ones that you would get, right? All sitting there, you two with like this massive stack of chips. And that's where we're going to cut over to Admiral Mustard and Jayden. Admiral Mustard is, if you're going to find Admiral Mustard, he's actually on, well, I suppose some people might call it a gymnasium. At least that's what it seems like from the outside. But when you walk inside, because it looks like a private gymnasium, but when you walk on the inside, you notice that like there's like a little bit of like weight equipment, but what you have is like how like many sort of places will have a huge Olympic swimming pool.
Yeah,
this has a huge Olympic swimming pool, but it's much larger than that, deeper and full of ships, and there are people in these ships. And they've got, they look like massive large ships, but they're quite scaled down. They're kind of like rowboats, but sort of they look like big, massive ships. And they've got little tiny cannon on them. And you've got like 4 or 5 or 6 of these ships in this big pool with cannon. And as you notice, as you hear this huge explosion, that these are actually clearly live cannon, and these people are shooting cannon at each other, trying to sink their ships. And in each of these little mini boats, you've got one person who's a captain, one person who's doing all of the work. And it's just like, because this is a huge hall, the explosions are loud, they're outrageous, they're ringing in your ears, and you can smell gunpowder everywhere. And you've just got these fairly old men in uniforms, naval uniforms, yelling at their first mates to like load the cannons, and they're shooting at each other in the middle of this huge place, as you've got people sort of wandering around with like cocktails, and you can watch this pitched battle as some of these ships which are clearly modified rowboats, right, get hit by this cannon, and some ships start sinking, and the two people have to go, man overboard. They just jump out and have to swim to the side. And you watch a bit as there are about 7 of these ships, and as you are watching, like 2 of them end up sinking, and you're having like 5 left. And they're like, it's a kind of a, how do I put this, a slightly desperate situation. Well, that one person who's not the officer is rowing and then also trying to load everything and do everything while the admiral is just directing them. And you can sort of see, and you can see within this sea, you see your Admiral Mustard. And Admiral Mustard is short and round, and he's got that kind of Napoleon curl, and he's got this sort of very Napoleonic sort of hat, that sort of sideways admiral hat, and he's sort of sitting there at the bow, quite bold, because he's not hiding at all. Like a lot of the other sort of admirals are sort of hiding so they don't get hit with cannonball. Not big, they're sort of small, like maybe like a bocce ball, that sort of thing. And he's up there bold, and he's ordering things. You can see him, and you can see the other ships trying to maneuver around behind him to get him. He seems to be like the front runner of this thing, whatever it is. There is also there is one sort of empty boat that is sort of tied off to the side of the pool that's like clearly has not been used. And you can see that people are ganging up on him because he actually took down 2 of those people, and you can see the other boats are trying to sort of gang up on him. And he himself is he's got like a sandy blonde hair, but a huge bald spot. Very sort of. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's very interesting. So I guess at first I didn't really. This is very odd for Jayden, because Jayden is, like I said, in a bartender outfit, very much like white dress shirt, tie, waistcoat, dress pants, and shoes, and just looking out at, also slightly slouched. So I said he's 6'1", but that's because he's almost constantly slouching with his hands in his pocket.
Yeah.
He would be quite taller. And the shades on, despite it being well into the afternoon / evening at this point. And I think they eye the boat and looks down at their outfit, then out at the sinking ships, and just goes, I cannot afford dry cleaning this week, so I'm gonna see if we can do this from here. Admiral Mustard, and it's gonna just yell across to try and get their attention.
And the admiral looks up and goes, eh? And at that moment, being distracted by you, does not maneuver, and a cannonball hits his ship. And in this moment, you can see him sort of pitched over as there's a hole in the ship, and the ship starts taking water, and he goes, and he starts hitting his fellow, Gilligan, we're not going to sink. No, move. And he goes, you! And he just points at you as he seems to be unhappy with you causing him to get hit. He goes, you best fix this now!
You can get back to playing afterwards. I need to speak to you, okay?
Cannonballs, shots. He's beginning to sink.
God damn it. Okay, he like takes off his waistcoat and sets it down on the ground. Like rolls up his trousers up to his knees as then he gets into the unused boat. I hate every single time. I should have gone with Admiral Scarlet or something, and just starts rowing over to Mustard.
This, I think, would be an athletics check.
Yeah.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Yes, it would.
So the successes I was given, do I have to declare that before or after the roll? I want to use
before, so you get to add 3 to your roll.
I'm going to
dice.
save them. My aesthetic is pretty decent.
2. All right. Well, let me roll my 2 for this 1. You got me. That is a success. So tell me, would you like to reduce your threat, or would you like to give your success to someone else?
How much threat is there?
5.
5. I'll reduce the threat.
Fair. I need you to tell me, with your 2 details, how you're able to get the Admiral out of this situation. Because he cannot talk to you while he's being attacked by all of these boats.
So I think I start rowing my way out. And again, the sound of cannon fire is just ringing in my ears. Every moment I'm rowing, I'm getting angrier and angrier. And I think as I row up to the Admiral, I grab them by the scruff of their neck and start pulling them up into my boat.
And as you do, Gilligan, his first mate, goes, "Captain, you're not going to leave me, are you?" As the boat begins to sink, with this look of pleading in the Admiral's eyes. The Admiral's like, "Every man for himself, Gilligan," and just like allows you to pull him onto your boat.
I just look at Gilligan and go, "Sorry," and I just start rowing away again.
And Gilligan stands in this rowboat awkwardly as it's beginning to sink and starts singing, "Rule Britannia, Britannia rules the waves," as the ship begins to start sinking. And like you can, and as it sinks to the bottom. And there you can see just like this much of Gilligan's head outside of the water, because it is a deeper pool, but it's not that deep.
Yeah.
It's just right up to there as you're rowing the Admiral out of this pitched battle. And he goes, "Thank you for that. Saved my life."
Yeah, sure, your life. You owe me your life now, so I have a bunch of questions I want to ask you.
Oh,
as payback.
Oh, I suppose. Oh, all right, I'm happy to answer any questions. I will get you later. You will rule the day. He's shaking his fist. Meanwhile, back in the murder basement, or most likely the wood basement, the basement of wood. Yes.
Basement.
Yeah. Scarlet looks at you and goes, "Well, can I help you with any case? Is there something? Yes?
Well, I mean, so apart from this strange dream you've had and
Yes.
at the
Yes.
yeah, the club. I mean, could you possibly give me the address of this club?
Oh, it's not a club, it's a private house. It's a manor estate.
Yes, could I possibly get the address?
Well, the address, that seems odd. I mean, it seems...
Well, we must be very, I mean, I've got to cover every, sort of like possible permutation of what could have been. We'll have to be thorough. You look. When precision is important, just like when you're making a ship in a box.
I'm sorry, what?
Precision.
Yes. But yes, well, yes, what? But yeah, I suppose I would say that. But I didn't say anything while I was at the estate, so that can't be it.
Well, no. But you did have a strange dream.
Well, yes. Well, but
it's worth investigating because
Oh, well, I see. Well, I don't know. I don't want to get my friends into trouble, especially since it's not related.
I would be very grateful if you could. I'm very, very grateful.
Well, I don't.
And I do have some reference books on, sort of historical piracy that are quite rare. Yes, I happen to be an antiquarian, and there's definitely something. Yes. There's definitely something I've seen recently. I believe I picked up a copy of, sort of like piracy in the Caribbean, sort of like.
Wait. What is it the green covered volume, or is it the red colored volume?
No, it's the buff covered volume. Yes, first edition.
First edition?
With a foreword by the author written in his own hand. Fascinating. It's very different to the later version.
I don't have that one.
I know.
I'm going to need you to give me a roll.
Okay.
You currently have fight, persuade, athletics, occult, or wit on the table.
We'll go with probably. It's not really a cult, so I'd say wit.
Yep.
Yeah.
It feels wit to me.
Feels wit. Yes. Feels wit, bruh.
Feels wit, bruh.
2 successes?
We are social. I get to roll 3. It is a tie. Which means we add a die, we roll again, and we get a complication to make this a little bit more difficult.
Okay, so are we both rolling 3 now?
Yeah, I'm rolling 4, and you are rolling
God.
1 more than you had.
Which is...
What was your...
5.
Yes. And he looks at you and he goes, well, that book is... That book, if I remember correctly, the author... I think he was well known to be, well... Wasn't he dealing with sort of occultism or some such?
Oh, well, you know, that sort of thing is like everybody's dealing with it. You know, it's these rumors about people. It's you know, it's like as soon as anybody like it's all slander. Honestly, it's like as soon as you want to, you know, sort of like slander somebody.
Wait. He was dealing with a cult. He was dealing with a cult. What did you say? What did you say?
Oh, I was talking about slander.
Slander. Oh, ow. My head. I'm sorry.
Oh,
What?
are you all right?
No. And you can see he starts bleeding at the nose.
Oh my goodness, you're all right. I will grab a handkerchief and just be like,
It's-
just tilt your head forwards, just pinch the bridge of your nose. It's fine. Deep breaths.
Roll. As there is a complication, and you're not quite certain what that is, but something is happening.
Mm-hmm. So I'm rolling 5 dice. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I've got 3.
I've got 3. God damn it!
Well, isn't this interesting? We're going to have to escalate, my friend.
Oh no.
Yes. We're going to have to escalate.
So I'm rolling 6.
Uh-huh. Yes. And as he is bleeding, you're tilting his head back.
No, I'm tilting it forward. You don't want blood
Yes,
going up.
you're tilting it forward, and he's bleeding, and he goes, you said something about slander. And all of a sudden he goes, no, I don't. And he starts to fall asleep. He just starts to fall into a sleep.
Oh goodness! I just sort of lower him to the floor, like, oh, he's passed out. Okay.
And he starts
Oh.
mumbling something as if he's having a nightmare.
I'm just there, like, patting his hand, like, hello.
I need you to roll again. I'm at 5, and you're at 6 now?
How about 5? 5, do you?
Let me see. Yes, it does. All right. Would you like to reduce the threat? Or pass along your successes?
I would like to reduce the threat at
All
this
right.
point.
You may also add another skill to this challenge for one of your friends to help out, or you.
I mean, I think we've covered all the things we're actually good at, right? Let's add. Should we add intimidate?
Yes, we shall. And you have got 5 successes here. I'm going to note that you gain a karma.
Ooh.
You gain a karma because you have beaten the draw. When we escalate, if you win that escalated roll, you get a karma. If I do, I get...
So I'm at
More
1
threat.
karma now, yes?
You're at 2. Because
at
everybody starts with 1.
Ah, right, okay.
You've got some things you can talk about how you get him out of this. He has fallen asleep almost immediately in a very weird way, and he's bleeding out of his ears and nose now.
Oh, goodness.
Mm.
That's not right at all.
Mhm.
Can I utilize my book at this point?
Mhm.
Perhaps I know, you know, there's something in here about like, you know, there's something I can whisper to him, some strange sentence that will, you know, snap him out of this. It's like, oh, I've encountered something like this before. I wonder if this would work. And I just whisper something in a guttural tongue.
He goes,
That's,
what?
I said, are you all right?
Yes, and he notices he's like on the ground. He goes, I'm so sorry. I must have nodded off. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, I think you had a little headache. Sort of, you had a nosebleed. It must have. Do you often faint at the sight of blood?
No, I never have.
Oh well, I mean, first time for everything, right?
Yes. What was your
Quite all
name?
right. Oh, Jane Smith.
Yes. What was my name?
I believe it was Admiral Scarlet.
Oh, yes, that must be my name. Yes.
Yes.
What? Where are we? Whose place is this? Is this mine?
It is yours, yes.
Oh, I see. Are we
what-
married? Do I know you? I don't
Diggle,
think I'd be
no.
married to you. No
Oh,
offense,
no,
you seem
no.
perfectly lovely. I just don't feel like
I don't think I'm wooden enough for you now.
yes, no, yes, I do like wood in the morning. I feel like that at least. It sort of touches the wooden walls. Yes. Did you do these ships?
No, this is your work.
Oh, yes. Strange.
I think I should perhaps, yes, I'll just summon your butler and he can take care of you. I feel like you've had a little bit of a turn.
Wait, I remember a name. Jenny Slander. Is that your name?
No, it is not.
Oh, Jenny Slander. Why do I know that name?
Is it something to do with boats, perhaps?
Boats?
Undersea boats.
And as he ponders that, back in the country club, it's you and Admiral Green at this table by yourselves, as everyone is sort of like moved and fluttered off. And he goes, good playing. I assume you're here from the ministry?
I am.
Would you prefer to take a walk?
And she gives like a little conspiratorial like look over her shoulder. You know, she's really playing up because he's mentioned Bond, right?
Yeah,
she's
yes.
really playing up the spy stuff, and she's like, perhaps we shouldn't. The walls have eyes and ears.
Oh, yes. And he sort of stands up, and you notice that like he's got a copy of Dr. No, the trade paperback, the sort of like the pulp novel, like in his jacket that he picks up, and he sort of like puts his arm out to you.
She takes it. Like she's really like leaning into the whole, just to give him this like Bond fantasy that he's got going on right now.
Absolutely.
She's really leaning into it.
And well, no, he's not playing backride, he's playing bridge, but you know, it's fine, right? And so he takes you out of this out of the place, and he takes you on the walk, and there's like this sort of like a nice garden, like an English garden with roses and like a bit of a polo pitch, and he sort of walks you out, and he goes, oh, so what is the sort of thing that the ministry wanted? How may I help?
This is extremely secret information, Admiral, but
Yes.
Operation Dolphin is compromised.
Oh, impossible.
And yet,
Is it really? What happened?
I can't disclose the details. I'm not at liberty to say the gravity of the situation, but several of the pieces have been compromised. They have been intercepted by the enemy.
Oh, that's terrible. I hope Scarlett's all right. Is he?
He seems to be.
Oh, so it's mustard.
And she gives him a look like,
Well, that makes sense. He was always a bit reckless. Well, but at least that's only one piece, and all the other pieces are safe. So what can I do?
well, I'm here to make sure that your piece is indeed safe and there have been no strange occurrences.
Oh, well, I think things should be fine. I mean, my information should be safe. There's no way we could get a hold of it.
If I may ask, Admiral, where have you stored this information?
Oh, somewhere ingenious that... well, very secret. I'm gonna need a roll from you.
Okay.
I feel like this is, if you use the same skill twice, you get a -1.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, persuade was my highest skill, so I would be going down to a 4, which is still good.
Yes.
It's still put it on par with my other like good skill. So we'll go for another persuade. She's really trying to like, you know, lean into the whole like wink wink, nudge nudge. We're not saying what we're saying.
I've got a 3.
Let's see what I got. I got a 3.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
a tie. We're going to escalate.
Oh
We're going
boy.
to escalate. As you're walking about the grounds, he's like, yes, well, the place that I've kept it is, and it's not even the full thing, just small little notes, and no one would be able to find it without special tools, and perhaps even well, they'd even have to know where it is. I'm afraid they probably wouldn't know that. At this point, you notice a glint in the distance as one of the people who work here has got, the sort of the towel, the service towel, over the tray, but you notice a gun that's being aimed at the admiral. You'll need to make a roll for our reroll.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What kind of role are we going for here?
I feel like you have your choice. You've got fight, persuade, athletics, occult, wit, or intimidate. As you see one of the wait staff aiming a gun in the direction of you two.
Okay, we're gonna try and go for a wit, and how I'm gonna flavor this is I'm gonna try and use my wit to maneuver the admiral behind a copy of a bust of the Venus de Milo that's in this garden.
Yes.
So the bullet hits that instead of the admiral.
Yes. Roll your wits.
Okay. 2.
It's a tie. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. We escalate again.
Oh God.
As you maneuver the admiral behind the bust of Venus and Milo, the bullet.
Wait, sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
So it's like escalated. So you roll 1 extra die, right?
Yeah.
You only rolled 3 die.
Oh.
I did. Okay, hang on.
Oh, add 1 more.
Yeah.
Well spotted.
Well spotted. Nope.
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 Never mind.
Nope.
Thank you, Drac, but nope.
It's a small the pistol has got it's like an automatic pistol, even though it doesn't look like it. It looks like a revolver, but it's fine because that's how it is. These a spray of bullets hit the head of this Venus Milo, which falls off, and the admiral's like, what? And as you notice, you've maneuvered the admiral to this space. As you notice, there is another wait staff coming up who goes, "You've got to kill him." And this one pulls out a machine gun, like a little Tommy gun, and starts to put out this spray. What would you like to roll?
Okay, so we're gonna go for fight this time, and I'm gonna pick up the head of the Venus de Milo and lob it, two-hand throw it at this machine gun guy.
Okay. You get +2 to this.
+2, okay.
Because we've escalated.
Yeah, I'm gonna be rolling 5 for this. So if I can't make it with 5 die, then okay, we got 4.
All right. Would you like to reduce threat, or give your dice to someone else?
With how I've been rolling, let's give my dice to someone else.
Okay, +4. Who would you like to give it to?
Jack, you still have plus, right?
+3.
From last time.
+3.
All right.
Yeah.
To Fuzzy.
Okay. Tell me how you solve this part of the problem. You've got 2 waiters with guns trying to kill the admiral.
Yes. So there's the one with the pistol. He shot the head off the statue.
Yeah.
2-hand throw it like Kirk with the polystyrene rock.
Absolutely.
At the machine gun guy, which obviously knocks him out. He's incapable of doing anything.
Absolutely. Bombs off the head, out.
Poof, he's gone. So she's very apologetic. She says, "Excuse me, Admiral," but makes him duck, and they escape through a hedge maze.
And he turns to you and he goes, "Do you think this is about the boat?"
I'm almost certain that it is.
Ooh. That's terrible. My darling. And he's not referring to you. He's referring to his boat. And he says, and he takes your hand. He goes, "Come with me." And he rushes you through this maze. And there's a small, smaller clubhouse that's out in the back of this place. And he sort of pushes you through, and he opens up the door, and he brings you into the smaller clubhouse, which is full of ships and bottles. Drac.
So Jayden's gotten out of the boat, put the waistcoat back on, fixed the tie, rolled down the trouser legs. and just turns to Admiral Must and just goes, I'm just going to be straight to the point here. I don't have much time. I need to get back to Princess as soon as possible.
Oh,
You are in possession of information about the
Margaret?
operation. No, my little girl, Princess. No, don't worry.
Ooh,
Yeah, don't worry about it.
what?
Operation Dolphin has been compromised.
Oh.
You and 2 others' pieces of information have been leaked,
Who?
and I'm here to
Well,
figure out
sorry,
why. and
my
how
information
that
has not
happened.
been leaked.
Yes, it has.
No, it's impossible. I've never.
Well, it's clearly happening.
No, but I've never told anyone.
That's what you say. I'm here to see if that can confirm that or not.
I swear.
Uh-huh. Where do you store this information?
Ooh.
Is it on a computer,
No.
written down?
No, I keep it in my head.
Okay. Oh, that's going to be...
We're all supposed to just keep it all in our minds. Not
Then
supposed to
please
say.
explain to me how exactly you think that it's been leaked, because...
Well, I don't know, 'cause I didn't
it
say
has-
anything. Come with me. And he's sort of like,
Okay.
he's going to walk you out of this because it's just loudness everywhere. And he walks you in to like to the second floor, and there's like an office where you can oversee the pool, and it seems to be his office. And it's like a nice big oak desk, and all of these ships and bottles on a mantle all around this office. And he goes, "Have a seat. Have a seat." I'm afraid that that's I've never said anything. It's impossible.
Okay. Just give me a sec. This is not my strong suit.
All right.
Robert, Diana...
Project
Arabella
Dolphin can't be leaked. It's drastically important for national security.
Well, someone's offering to sell the information to the highest bidder.
I
So
don't know
someone
where they
has
would
to.
have given it. There's only 4 of us know the pieces. We don't know all the pieces, and I certainly have not told anyone. I keep it all in here. That's what the protocol was.
Have you hit your head hard at any point, or been hitting hard?
Well, I get hit hard all the time, but that's a whole different thing altogether. That's on the weekends.
Uh-huh.
Not
Okay. I don't. I appreciate you, Admiral, what you do for the country, but I
Thank you,
don't
yes.
feel that close to you. So
Oh.
keep that to
It's,
yourself.
no, it's fine. It's all consensual. It's just a bit of a. It is fine. Well, no, I've been hit in the head. Not recently. It's actually been very pleasant. I mean, no.
So no concussions, gaps in your memory,
No.
anything like that.
Gaps in my memory. I need you to roll.
Okay.
I feel like wit seems to be best here, but what would you suggest?
Yeah, I think it would be wit.
Mhm.
And wit isn't my strong suit.
But you have a +3.
Yes, I'm gonna use the +3. So is that like an auto 3? Then I roll whatever I have.
So
left,
that's
right?
6, yeah.
Okay. It's 6.
And I roll a 2.
2.
Oh, my friend, we get to escalate. Oh, by the way, Susie, did you get your karma? Your bonus karma for that? Good. And he goes, gaps in my memory. Not exactly, no, but there was one thing that I thought was a bit odd. I was, and as he's about to sort of say it, Gilligan comes in and goes, Admiral, what are you talking about?
Gilligan, we're busy right now. Could you get back to the boat situation?
And Gilligan is
downstairs?
completely drenched. He's completely wet in his little striped shirt. And he goes, I'm sorry. I think the Admiral's confused. I don't think you can be here any longer. And he puts his hand on your shoulder. I think you'll have to leave.
You shouldn't have done that. Chlorine does not work on clothes.
Doesn't it? And he just wipes his wet chlorine hand on your vest.
I don't know if this counts as reckless, but he's gonna go for a punch. Just immediately swing for a punch.
This will be the fight, right?
Okay, yeah.
You get to escalate.
Oh boy.
I roll one.
Okay. So. 5.
Would you like to reduce threat?
Yes.
You have 2 threat left to overcome this obstacle. You may add a skill if you like. And tell me how you fix this problem.
The skill I'll add is... Have we added Intimidate, or has that...
Intimidate is there.
Is that already? Okay. I will add Larceny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And this fellow has his hand on you, and you can tell he's very strong. Tell me how you get rid of this problem.
You said that is it like a window that's overlooking the pool?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay, so I think what
Yes.
happens is that Jayden just takes their shades off, their blue tinted shades off, and puts in their pocket and just says, "You shouldn't have done that," and grab them by the shirt and throw them through the window into the pool below.
And the window, made of sugar glass, of course, just like
of course,
explodes, and he tumbles out and into the pool. And somebody's like, "Oi, out the way," as like they're like rowing. And the admiral goes, "That's strange. Why did you do that?"
Dry cleaning is going to be a problem. And just wipe the best they can, dab the water. Never rub, dab the water as best they can off.
Gilligan
and
was
sit back down.
one of the best first mates I've had. Recommended from a friend. It'd be difficult to get them.
A friend, whoever this friend is, I recommend not listening to their.
Oh no, he's brilliant. John Yacht. I just picked
John
this.
Yacht.
Yes, I just picked up Gilligan just a few months ago, as a matter of fact.
A few months ago.
Yes, that's a bother. He was quite good at the water battles.
If you ever need someone to replace him, which you probably will, I recommend reaching out to Diana Darling.
Oh.
They're all about.
Oh, is she a good skipper?
Yes, great.
Oh.
Great at being second in command.
Oh, yes. Huh. Well, that's strange. Yes. Well, and you're here about?
Project Dolphin.
Oh, Project
your
Dolphin.
information.
That's very secret.
Yes, and it's been leaked. So
No,
not
it's
as secret as
impossible.
It's possible.
Strange. I don't. You said
Again, like I said before, gaps in your memory. Do you ever get too drunk? I've worked with.
Oh, I get drunk all the time,
people.
but I don't give away secrets. No, I've not had any gaps in my memory. Strange nightmares, but nothing like that. No gaps in my memory.
Would you want to explain these nightmares?
Oh, yes, I had a dream that I was building my part of Project Dolphin out of cheese.
Gee.
Yes, it was a very complicated dream. I was making my part. The nuclear missiles, the torpedoes, nuclear torpedoes. I was making it out of cheese, and it was a very detailed dream. I was doing each piece as I would. It was very odd. I think I just ate too much cheese at the party.
The party.
Oh, yes. The party at John Yacht's place.
You've mentioned John Yacht twice now.
Have I?
Yes.
Huh.
Have you
Strange.
been old friends? Is this a recent thing where...
Oh, I mean, everyone knows John Yacht. I've never been invited to his parties until recently. It was a good thing. I mean, anybody who deals with ships and bottles has to go to one of John Yacht's parties. The yacht parties are the best.
Did anyone else that you know of go to this party?
Oh, I don't know. Some strange people. One good-looking woman. What was her name? Jenny Slander. Isn't that an interesting name?
Yes.
And at that moment, you have the Admiral, Scarlet. Yes, Jenny Slander, that's the name I remember. Yes. Who are you again?
Oh, Jane Smith, yes.
Jane Smith, yes. How can I help you?
Oh, I think I probably have everything I need
Do you?
for the moment. Yes, I just came here to chat books with you, but
Oh. Did you
Yes.
want books?
chat books, I just came to see if you needed a book, but I think you already sorted out for it, so that's fine.
Oh, yes. Come.
Yes.
And he takes your hand, offers at least,
Yeah, I take his hand.
to sort of bring you out of his special place,
Murder basement.
the murder
yes.
basement, and back
Yeah.
up into the sort of the study. And the study looks like it has been tossed.
Oh goodness.
And you see Jarvis, who's dead.
Goodness me.
You can tell he's dead because there's like some blood on his forehead, and he's laying over the table. And he goes,
Yeah. I'll touch his neck with 2 fingers and go, yes, he's dead.
Yeah. And he goes, who is that?
That is your butler, Jarvis.
Oh,
He let me in.
I'm somehow filled with a deep sadness.
I feel like you may have received some sort of head injury at some point. You might want to go to the doctor about it. Just get a little checkup.
Oh.
You know what? I'll make a phone call. I'll make a couple of phone calls and just
Alright.
I'll just get everything sorted out. And I will call the agency and just be like, yes, we've got a dead body here. Needs we need the cleaners in, and I believe the Admiral may have some sort of brain trauma, and we may need some professionals to just give him a little.
Give me a roll. I feel like you've done occult and wit.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like here? Larceny could work.
Persuade.
Oh, persuade could also work. One of those two.
Yeah. I think persuade, because it's
Mhm.
like, I'm just like, we just need to sort it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 3. Wait, do I have extra dice? I do, don't I?
You do. You have 4.
4, so I'm rolling 7 altogether, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Would you like to reduce a threat?
Yes, I would. I would love to reduce a threat, thank you.
And he sits there, and as you're talking, you can see the Admiral sort of wandering about, and like he goes over to Jarvis, his butler, and he sort of like shakes him to see if he'll wake up.
Cool.
And then he like takes his hand, and you can see a tear go out of his eyes, and then he sort of looks at Jarvis's hand and takes something out of his hand. A piece of paper.
Oh, what's that you have there?
Oh, I don't think I should show you. I feel like it should be private, yes?
Oh, well, it might be important to find out who killed him.
Oh.
Do you not want to?
No.
arrange your-
And he hands it to you.
Yes, I read it.
It's an invitation to a party this coming weekend. To John Yacht's party.
John Yacht's party. Interesting. Okay.
And it says, you are invited with companions to John Yacht's party. There'll be extra special surprises today for the gathering of the ships and bottle enthusiasts with our special guest, Jenny Slander, spiritualist.
Oh, spirit. Could I ask you a favor, Admiral? Could I possibly borrow one of your ships and bottles?
Oh, yes?
I absolutely love it, and not to keep, you understand,
No,
but
yes.
just to borrow, just this one in
Did
particular.
you say it
it's
was an
absolutely-
admiral?
Yes,
Oh.
yes, that explains all the ships. But could I possibly borrow one of these? It's just, it's so wonderful, and I have a friend who's very into ships and bottles, and I would just very much like to show them this. It's beautiful.
Of course.
Thank you so much. I will get it back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much.
Of course.
I must be going now. Goodbye.
All right, Jarvis? And you sort of, as you leave, you notice that there are some like tire tracks in the ground that somebody has left, which brings us to the country club, the clubhouse. As you sort of come into the small little office, right, with a bar and these ships and bottles, as the Admiral, Admiral Green sort of pulls you in and sits you down and sort of locks the door behind him, and he goes, well, "This is too exciting. I wasn't expecting this. You asked where I'd kept the information on Project Dolphin. It's not complete, of course, because most of it should be up here in our heads. But I have just a few bit of pieces. Scarlet did the hull. Mustard did the weaponry. I was doing propulsion. And he sort of goes up to one of the ships in a bottle, and he pulls it down, and he hands it to you, and he goes, I had just a few notes inside there, but as you can see, it's still present. It's not been tampered with. Tampered with. Most of the actual details are up here. Why would somebody try to kill me?
Admiral, obviously what's just happened now in the gardens is quite traumatic. Are you quite well? You're quite all right?
I didn't. I'm not a spy like you. Really, I'm just I just work on ships.
It's all right. And she's gonna like sit him down because he's clearly quite stressed. Sit him down, and the ship that he handed her. She's like, "Oh, the Victory, lovely ship. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5." And she counts them. 104 guns. Beautiful. Very well.
Yes. Yes. Ships.
I'm quite familiar. Yes, my father was very. He loved building ships and bottles.
Really? I need a roll from you.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna go with some wit. She's gonna try and pull out as much ship knowledge out of her ass as she can probably just come up with. Okay.
Fair.
It's a 3.
I will roll mine. 2. Would you like to get rid of the last threat?
Yes.
All right. And he sort of looks at you and goes, first, if you have to tell me this, he's your father's ships and bottles. Perhaps you know John Yacht, expert in ships and bottles.
Yes, I've heard many things about Mr. Yacht. My father was, as I said, a very big connoisseur of the ship and the bottle.
Yes, John Yacht is the foremost expert in ships and bottles in all of the United Kingdom. I could, if you will, I could make an introduction as a way of thanks.
She pulls back as if this is a complete shocker to her, and she hasn't been fishing for this the entire time. I would absolutely love that, Admiral. And please, don't feel like you need to thank me.
I listen. I have not given up any secrets at all. I don't know how the information could have gotten out. Strange.
Has anything strange happened recently, Admiral? Anything peculiar? Any strangers visiting the club? Any
I was just shot at. That was strange.
Well, beyond the waitstaff getting more aggressive than usual.
Oh, yes. No. Well, one thing was strange.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a party by John Yacht's party, and they were doing a seance. It was a bit of a fun lark after a long day of ships and bottle building, and I was the guinea pig. It was this thing, light as a feather, stiff as a board, sort of thing. And I remember they had me on a table, and chanting, and Jenny Slander was doing her medium thing, and the next thing I knew, I was having a dream. Yes.
And Diana's pulled out a pen to pretend to write notes, but it's actually like a microphone pen, so she's recording.
I was having a dream. I was back in school, and Jenny Slander was there, but she was my teacher, and she asked me to write out my mathematics formula. And when I wrote down the propulsion mechanism, but it was just a dream, so that wasn't it. It was just strange, because just this morning I had a dream about her again.
Oh, I see. And this Jenny Slander?
Slander.
Slander, sorry.
She's not my mother.
Jenny Slander.
Yes. Well, yes, she is. She's not one of the Slater girls. She's Jenny Slander, yes.
Is she familiar with Mr. Yacht, you said, at the party? Mr. Yacht's party?
Yes. She's a good friend of his.
I wonder if you could contact Mr. Yacht, make that introduction. Perhaps we could arrange another party. I would love to go, and well, I could bring some friends.
Yes.
Introduce some more people to the wonderful world of ships and bottles.
Of course. I will call and make a recommendation to make sure you can go. I should say that shouldn't be a problem, but you should know before you go. They're very serious about ships and bottles. Well,
of course.
They were until Jenny Slander and her friends came along.
How do you mean?
Well, once she arrived on the scene, we spent more time doing seance tricks than building ships and bottles.
Interesting.
Yes.
What does Mr. Yacht think about that?
Mr. Yacht, he wasn't originally very interested in that sort of thing, the mumbo jumbo, but he's become quite enamored with it. He says that it will. He said something strange. He said that the unknown parts of the mind will allow him to become the best industrialist in England and restore the British dominion over the seas.
I see. Well, it's a modern era, a modern age. Who knows? Perhaps there's something to it.
Perhaps. I need a brandy. He goes over to the bar. Would you like one?
Yes, please.
And as he pours you a brandy, over at the pool, your admiral looks at you and he goes, I'm sorry, yes, Jenny Slander, that was her name.
Yes, not one to exercise on someone's name, but that's a rather odd name. How about her? Have you been friends with her for a while now, or is this a new friendship?
Oh, I don't know her very well. She's at the John Yacht's parties most of the time with her 3 friends. There's a circle of them. I think they play bridge. I don't know. They're always going off to the card room. Yes. I remember. She gave me something to drink. Then I got quite tired. And I remember that's when I had my dream. And she was in it. Yes. She was the cheesemonger. And she was the one who provided the cheese, telling me that I should make the gun out of cheese. Isn't that strange?
Yes, very strange.
So
she gave you a drink,
Yeah.
and you got tired.
Yes.
Does alcohol usually have that effect on you?
No. When I was back in Eton, I drank more than anyone, actually. I was quite the drinker.
It doesn't surprise me.
Shouldn't be surprised. I have to say, there was something strange about the last party I went to. There were a lot of people there who weren't normally there. Very burly people. More like sailors, dock workers, sort of tough guys, people who could throw a punch, that sort of thing, which is quite odd for a party for bottle makers. Seems like
there's a hobby attracts all kinds of people.
Where
was this party?
Oh, John Yacht's estate.
Like I said, this is the first time I've heard of John Yacht. Could you write down the address?
You haven't heard of John Yacht? Industrialist.
No.
He's if you could imagine, if we put wealth on a scale, he would be the top 1%, really. Although he's not an aristocrat, never in the House of Lords. I think people laughed at him in university. Never turns out well. Anyway, but he's certain that he's going to go and, bring England to a new age. Yes.
Interesting. Okay, yes. Could you write down the address?
Oh.
I might pay them a visit.
Oh, well, you'd have to get an invite to one of his parties.
I'll get an invite.
Well, yes, I don't think you could get one, though, unless you're shipping a bottle maker.
And what if I was?
Oh, are you?
No.
Oh. Says I am. He points to all the ships and bottles.
Yes, no, I see that. Okay, how can you get me a ticket, invitation?
Well, absolutely not.
Why is that? I saved your life.
Oh, I suppose you did. Well, are you sure you're not a ship and a bottle maker?
After this party, I might be.
Well, in that case, I'll make sure you get an invite. Yes. Tell hello to Princess Margaret for me, if you would.
Yes, sure. Princess Margaret.
Yes.
I'll say hello.
So strange. I dreamt about Jenny Slander this morning.
This morning as well.
Yes, it's quite odd.
What happened in that dream?
She said she was going to come visit me.
Did she give you a time?
No, she said that I'd been a naughty boy, which I haven't been, and that she was going to come visit me. She said, "Loose lips sink ships." Isn't that odd?
Yes. Could you describe this Jenny?
Oh.
What does she look like?
Oh. Jenny Slander? Well, you can't miss her. She's got bright blue eyes, but like ice blue, like unnatural, supernatural sort of blue eyes, a very sharp nose, very intelligent eyes, jet black hair, and she always has strange mystic symbols and a necklace, sort of a big necklace with mystic symbols and long, flowy sort of moo-moo.
Okay.
But it's very fashionable. It's paisley.
Fashionable.
Yes. Oh, she's young, in her 20s. Yes. She says that she's a granddaughter of Madame Blavatsky. Don't know about that. But yes.
Hey,
well, if you want to find her, you'll certainly find her at John Yacht's parties. They're inseparable now.
Perfect. So, get me that invite.
I shall.
And I advise, after you've done that, you make your way to the dry cleaners.
All right.
It's better to be safe than sorry. Like I was mentioned, people are after the
dry cleaners. Why, I don't really have any dry cleaning.
And actually, now that you mention it, I will be sending my dry cleaning bill to you.
Oh, all right. Yes, I can pay that, of course.
Perfect.
You said something about dry cleaners. That reminds me of something.
What?
And as he's speaking, Arabella, you can hear the admiral mention the same thing, and as Diana, can you, all three admirals say the exact same thing. They say, "Oh, that was so strange. In the dream I had about Jenny Slander this morning, she asked me a question. She said, 'Can you show me the way to the dry cleaners?' I don't know what they meant by that."
Good grief.
I just book it out of the room.
Same.
Yeah.
It's just
So
like,
does Jayden.
gotta go!
Camera shows Diana
Yep.
jumping in the Lincoln.
Yep. And as you all zoom
Arabella
away,
hops on a bicycle.
Jayden
Like an
just
upright bike
runs.
with
He's just running.
Yeah, Arabella absolutely rides an upright bike with like a front basket
and that is
full of books.
important. That is important. And as you sort of move away, I think to sort of give us the set scening before we end, because we will be ending very soon, all of you, of course, do get invitations to John Yacht's party.
Yeah, baby.
Without a doubt. You all have done enough to convince them that they need to give you a word, a good word in. And John Yacht is a massive industrialist and inventor. He is one of the, what would you call it? Pride of England, and one of the hopes for success in the future. He's the fellow that will probably make billions of dollars and create huge inventions, perhaps underground tunnels. Pounds, pardon me. Pounds.
In Britain, darling.
Yes. Well, he probably has got he probably has hidden offshore accounts all over the place, to be honest, because
Switzerland, Maldives.
Yeah. And he, you can see photographs of him. He's sort of youngish, right? And he's got his hair, and he is sort of dressed in a smooth suit, and he is often in the news as sort of opening, christening ships with his, imagine Richard Branson, but in the 60s is really what you can imagine. And he's that sort of fellow. And he is...
Without the pullover.
Yeah. And he is this person who has got this fairly nice estate. He has taken up, fairly recently, ships in bottles. He's made himself a name as an expert not too long ago. And then has been having sort of lavish parties, inviting all of the important ships and bottles people to his estate for these parties. And that is also relatively recent. And since all of this, his fortunes have been increasing. And the amazing John Yacht, if you approach his estate, because we're going to get your approach to end our episode, you sort of drive out, and his estate, the manor which he's built for huge amounts of money, he spent millions of pounds on this estate. The entire estate is shaped like a ship. The entire estate.
Of course it is.
It's just this massive, massive ship. It is not an old ship. Right, it's not one of these old sort of ships that all the people, the admirals,
like a fancy ocean liner kind of thing.
Yes, it is. It actually looks like the Titanic. It's like a reproduction of the Titanic, and it has got the three, sort of smokestacks. It is this sort of thing, and there's a little door at the bottom that you have to walk up a gangplank into.
Is the doorbell like? Brrr?
Yes, it is.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, it is. And there are all these cars that are out front as you sort of hit. And on the other side, there's a massive lake, sort of a man-made constructed lake that the tip of this boat estate is sort of in. And it's this Dana, darling, you probably would note nouveau riche and gaudy. Jayden, you would note very good security. Very good security. And Arabella, you would note that there have been some additions that seem... This manor itself is what, 10 years old perhaps? But there are clearly some newer additions that seem to be somewhat occult in nature. As you sort of walk into this manor, and it looks like a reproduction of the Titanic. Like it's got the estate rooms. There's like gold velvet, red velvet. Like it's just like the most
Bling.
Yes, in a way that is very loud. And everything is automated.
Blang.
Oh, it's blang. But you are a historian. Outside of it's not actually period. There are some things that are not period to the Titanic, and that are these like
twitching.
Little symbols, like little occult symbols in various sort of like key parts of the manor house, just sort of set up to sort of give a sense of could be protection, could be any number of things. But as you all stand there in this beautiful, beautiful space, a maid walks up to each one of you and says, "Oi, could I get your invites, please?"
Oh, certainly. Here you go.
They take it. She looks at them. She looks at you all. She's like, "Oh, I see. Come with me, please." And she moves you through to estate rooms, and you each have estate rooms right adjoining to each other. Says, "Make sure you get dressed. Clothing is provided."
It's already dressed.
I'm
No.
already dressed.
No. Mr. Yacht will not have it. You've got to wear what's in it.
Okay. Diana's like, excuse me?
And you
'Cause
can
she
tell
turned
she's
up.
a little scared.
Yeah.
I would like to use my floor. I mean, it's at least from the way
Yeah.
she's reacting, this seems like something that'll get us in trouble.
Yeah.
Jaden's not gonna get changed. He doesn't come out of his bartender uniform, so he's gonna just stand there.
I'm going to put a little threat token right on your little spot so we know it.
Uh-oh.
Please, if you do mind, take a karma. Take an extra karma. You might need all these things for our grand finale. If you wish to know, the clothes are all period reproductions of good 19 teens clothing, which, if you know your teens clothing, is probably not going to be what Diana really loves, unless she really wants to do her Gibson, but I feel like she probably doesn't. Yes.
Arabella's just like, I need to find the most high necked,
Yes.
sort of like,
Yes.
basically I'm going for
Yes.
Victorian librarian.
Yes. Absolutely. And you have clothes that are for you, except for Jayden, who's not going to wear the clothes. And in this place, you are away, sort of locked in this boat manor, for a huge party. And there are no ships and bottles. There are ships and bottles in your rooms. There are not a lot out, and the ones that are there seem to have been like placed more recently. They're not part of the decor, as if someone wanted to appeal to people who like ships and bottles more recently.
Do you want to say that although Diana turned up looking like Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's, that black dress, but it's
Yeah.
like encrusted with like gems.
Yes.
She looks like gorgeous.
Yes.
White gloves, stole
Yes.
the whole like diamond earrings.
Yes.
She does change into the outfit, and because she is a consummate professional, she does the whole Gibson girl hair. Like there's like just
Yes.
it's all there.
Yes.
You know, she
Yes.
treats it like a modeling job, but she's not happy about it.
Yes. Yes.
Whereas Arabella's just like, I was born to wear this.
And you all move out to this as the dinner bell rings. And this place is huge. It's made for dozens of people. And as you all come out into this dining room, you're not the only ones there. There are a number of people there, including John Yacht, who is a little too tan. You don't know how that happened, but he is. And he's in like a very sort of thin Italian suit. Out of period. Everybody else is in period. He is not. There are only two people who are not in period right now. Only two. And, we'll get back next week about what that means. It's only one person who should not be in period, and that is not you. And as you're sort of this large table, all this food is set out, and right in the center is this Ouija board. And standing by his side, John Yacht's side is a woman in a turban and a muumuu, paisley, and thick gold jewelry, or faux gold jewelry. We don't know if it's actual gold, with a number of occult symbols around them, and lots of rings, massive earrings that like take up almost all of her ears. And she looks at everyone. And there are a number of people here who are also, you're some of the youngest people here, a lot of older people here who look important. Very important. We'll find out how much you know about them next time. But as you were all sort of sat to dinner, she speaks first, and she says, greetings, I'm so happy to have you here at the estate of my very good friend, John Yacht, the premier yacht maker of the world. And I am Jenny Slander. And tonight will be a night unlike anything you've ever experienced. Arabella Byblos. And that is where we'll end it for today.
Oh shit, it's an occult off.
Yeah.
It was at dawn, baby.
But first you have to have dinner.
Do we though? I find that, sort of like, that stuff that it ruins your appetite.
Does it? Does it? Yes. My dears, that is the end of part 1. We are going to have our grand finale next week for part 2 of Loose Lips Sink Ships.
Oh, hell yeah.
I have some questions. First, we have to do outros. We have to do our outros, but you are here at the estate of John Yacht, not Richard Branson. John Yacht.
Different person.
Different person.
Totally.
100% different.
100% different person. I'm sure he'd like to be knighted at some point in time. I wonder what his plan is to get that knighthood. I'm sure it has nothing to do with government
Balloons.
secrets. I'm
Or
sure.
balloons.
Nope, no balloons whatsoever. So let me ask, could we, if you don't mind, give your outro? I'm going to warn you that next week is going to be a bit intense. I'm glad you have extra karma. Just going to note it, because you might need it. Just note your heroic bonuses for later, because I have. And so, if you could we go around and say who you are, where we can find you next, and if you might, for me, please indulge me, tell me, this is because we have the camera and we have the camera shots, right? I would like you to give me the camera shot of your character, that reaction shot, and like what they're thinking, what they're planning. Give me their that reaction shot to Jenny Slander, who's not your mum. Yes, I am. Who has introduced this party as John Yacht stands in the background. That's what I want. I want to know who you are, where we can find you next, and give us that dramatic reaction shot to in the moment. Oh, we should start backwards. Susie.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Susie, otherwise known as Susanna Grace, and I am a streamer who does stuff like all I do at the minute is cowboy dollies. I Red Dead roleplay. That's all I do on my channel right now. When I'm not doing that, I am a freelance tabletop illustrator, and I'm also the media and marketing coordinator for Black Cats Gaming, who are an independent tabletop RPG company based in London. We've done our own game called The Spy Game, which is a 5e powered game of international espionage and action. And speaking of pirates earlier, Trooper, we also are in the works of making Cursed Captains of Cthulhu, which is a game set in the golden age of piracy where you and your crew take on the eldritch forces of Cthulhu and the eldritch mythos. So that's currently in development. We're doing it. We have late pledges available, so if you want to check out any of that stuff, look at our social media, which is follow Black Cats at basically everywhere, or Black Cats Gaming if you're on Facebook. So that says the final scene for Diana. She's there in her Edwardian era regalia, trying to breathe because she's strapped into a corset.
I just want to say for the record, I imagine her looking like, for those who know this film, I imagine her going from Diana Rigg to looking like Jane Seymour in Somewhere in Time.
Very Jane Seymour vibes.
If you saw that film, like just that sort of gorgeous, sort of soft focus lens, Edwardian moment.
That is it's the soft focus, and there's
Sybil
this slight
Shepherd filter.
Yeah.
Yes, she's got that like she's playing the part. She's got that demure like ladylike smile, but when Arabella Byblos' name is called, her eyes just cut dramatically to the side where Arabella sat. So she's there going, that's the final shot of Diana.
Which, since we're bringing up Arabella, but also Red Dead Redemption, Fuzzy.
Yes, I'm horribly addicted to Red Dead, and that's all I'm streaming. I'll probably be streaming it later, actually, because I'm doing horrible old lady gang.
Are you doing the Wild RP?
I'm doing Sundance. We're on Sundance. Yes.
I don't even. I'm like no.
There's
Susie,
a whole bunch.
Are you in the same one as Fuzzy?
Yeah. Yeah. It's great. Hey, Susie, are you joining my old lady gang?
I mean, maybe I could be convinced.
Join us.
Or if you just want to bring a pissed off 30-year-old French woman with you, I can do that too. That's my character.
It's all ages, all genders, okay? It's just, as long as you have the old lady vibe, you go.
That's important.
Anyway, yes. Anyway, yes. So, sorry, just busy recruiting for my old lady gang. Yes. So, what was I going to say? Yeah. So basically, Arabella's just there going like, oh, the eyebrow raises. She's like, sort of like, they lock eyes. It's just like, interesting. And she's just thinking, do I know you?
Yes. It's a good
Probably
question.
the close zoom on the eyes.
Drac, who I always want to pronounce Draconique. Because I just want to do that because I feel like that's awesome. I realize that's not technically your name, but I mean, it could be.
There's a major rebranding. I'm now French. But hi, I'm Drac or Draconics. You can find me on Twitter at Draconics. That's DRAKONIQUES. I kind of stream all over the place. The only thing that I will shout out that I'm very excited about is that I immediately forgot what time it is. But on Monday at, I think, 6 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be over on the Lady May's channel. That's the Lady the May MEA on Twitch in the premiere of a Doctor Who campaign, which I'm very excited about. I've been working on it for quite a while now, and we've got a very cool cast that I'm very stoked for everyone to see. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Can you tell me who you're playing?
For everyone here, you get to know.
Okay.
I'm playing the Doctor.
Oh, I'm so excited! Sorry. Okay.
Very stoked for it. I got a whole outfit planned as well. We're following right after Matt Smith's Doctor, so that's gonna be where we are in the continuity. But yeah, for Jayden, the cut is. I think it's. Unlike everyone else who reacted like almost a bit worried. I think it's definitely like a cut where it zooms in on Jayden and they kind of just smile and pull out their shades and put them on, just goes, this is going to be interesting.
Yes. And I am troopersjp. I have been the director for this. I want to thank Matt, who did this game, the agency. I think it's I don't know a lot of games that work mechanically like this, so it's pretty interesting to me, and I'm like, oh, cool, let's see how it all goes. And I'm really excited for our cast and for what they're going to do at the big party, and how many innuendos will be there, how many puns will be there, how many ships and bottles will be broken or not. It's very unclear to me what will happen, and will any of you fall asleep?
Not.
Yeah, maybe you will. I don't know. I'm just asking.
Look, I'm just saying that I'm a 60s girl in Soho. There's a lot of substances in my body right now that are stopping me from sleeping. So good luck.
I believe one of your motives is, motifs is party girl, right?
Yeah.
Which you can always invoke to give a success to somebody. For example, it could be all the substances. I believe they were Purple Hearts. Was actually one of the ones that that's what they were. That's the ones of the Who where they were super into that at the time. Anyway, my point is, your motive can be useful at that moment. So where can you find me? This week I'm done, but next week, Wednesday I'm doing The Good Society. Upon the Hexhamshire Moors, Jane Austen game set in the north, in Northumbria, in good times. Did a lot of research actually about Northumbrian pipes, and I found rabbit holes about that whole area. Don't worry about it. And the Hadrian's Wall, it's good. And then Friday I'll be premiering another one of these sort of two shots. This will be Night's Black Agent Solo with Grimjack, and it'll be one player, one GM. Jason Bourne meets Dracula. And then we'll be back here on Sunday for the second half, the concluding part of the agency. Spy Team 67, Loose Lips Sink Ships. Yeah, that's me. And of course, 8 p.m. Eastern will be the finale for The Witcher Roads Home, where my criminal sex worker sad boy has accepted his fate, that life is bad in the Witcher universe, and it's okay. But is it? I don't know if it is. And I want to thank all of you all who have been here watching us today. Tell your friends. This will go up on YouTube. And thank you. And if you would all follow and support our folks, because they're amazing, and give them support, and check out the spy game, and check out, Fuzzy Freaks did not mention that Fuzzy does art, and that is pinned on her Twitter, and you should check out her art because it's awesome. Also, I don't feel like Susie really boosted her art enough. Her art is amazing. You also have to check it out. And I've got to tell you, Drac has got some of the best cosplay. And I'm not going to say anything, but it's very likely that you all might see Drac and I doing something in the very near future again. That you might want to know about. That is us. Take care, and we will see you all next week. Bye, everybody.